Hi, this is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today. I'm here at Search Engine Optimization in San Jose, talking with Catherine Seda, who's the author of a brand new book. What's the name of your book? It's a great title.
How to Win Sales and Influence Spiders, Boosting Your Business and Buzz on the Web.
All right. Well, I reviewed the book earlier in the year, and it's a great book. But what I want to talk today with her is about pay-per-click purchasing, like on Google. What are the things, when you talk to small business people, what are the things that they need to know about this so they don't get themselves in trouble? What are the top three for you?
You mean not wasting their budget?
Exactly.
Okay, the first step would be make sure you set a campaign budget, a daily budget.
So how do you do that?
Okay, when you set up a campaign, you will actually be able to put a budget in. And remember, that's a daily budget, not a monthly budget. So a lot of small advertisers make the mistake of going, well, I'll spend, $500. That's a day, not 30 days. So be real careful when you set that up.
So why is this important? You probably have some horror stories to go along with this.
I actually do. One of my favorite, which is also one of my worst stories, is a newsletter subscriber wrote to me. He set the campaign and forget it, went away for a long weekend, and actually blew $4,000 because he didn't have a daily budget.
So set a daily budget is number one for you.
Number one.
What would be number two?
All right, the search engines aren't going to like me saying this, but I got to tell you.
Okay.
All right, always do the exact match type of a keyword. And what I mean is you only want to bid on a particular phrase, like free car insurance quote, something like that. But if you don't actually set the parameters when you set up your campaign, the search engines can and will add keywords to your campaign. So
the default is not what you want. What happens if you leave it the default? Aren't they there to make money too? So what's wrong with the default?
Because the search engines are always going to maximize revenue for themselves, the search engines. So as an advertiser, you always want to be as specific as possible for your campaigns, as targeted as possible, because you want the highest number of customers, not clicks.
Okay. So they're going to maximize for the highest click-throughs and therefore revenue for them, but you want to maximize for a targeted audience that's likely to buy your product.
Right. So here are a couple tips. On Google, what you want to do is use brackets around your keywords. And on Yahoo, you want to make sure you change from advanced match to standard match. And you do need to go inside your account and look to see how to do this, but there are directions. It's just not on the front page.
Okay. All right. So exact match, that's the key.
Do the exact match or standard match for Yahoo. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Great. So what's the third tip?
All right. The third tip. Another one the search engines aren't going to like too much.
That's all right. We're here
to
try to.
Secrets.
That's all right. We're here to help small to medium businesses do well.
Good.
And that's who we're campaigning for.
That's true. That's true. All right. The third tip. Once again, when you launch a new pay-per-click campaign, your campaign is going to be opted into something called contextual advertising.
Okay.
So instead of there's a search campaign which you bid on particular keywords, but if you're lumped into contextual advertising, your ad can show up on blogs and websites and all kinds of sites you don't necessarily want them to be on, especially blogs.
What's the problem with, what's the difference with contextual advertising compared to an advertising that appears on a search engine?
All right. The search engines are determining which sites and blogs are relevant to your ad. You don't necessarily get to choose all of them in the network, and a lot of small business advertisers don't know they've been lumped into this. And that's a quick way to burn through your budget really fast because there's a lot of traffic on blogs and websites that aren't necessarily keyword-based. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Now, which of those, search engine placement versus contextual placement, which tends to convert better in your experience?
Search. That's why I say disable contextual advertising when you're a brand new advertiser. There are very few companies that contextual advertising can work for. They're information-related sites, they're health sites, sites in different categories. But for the small business owner, you need revenue and you need it now. So I'd rather see small business advertisers, for every dollar they spend, know that it's going to someone who's actually looking for their particular product or service.
Yeah. I've always kind of looked at it as people, I have a site on internet marketing and people read articles. Well, they're in a learning mode on my site, but if they're on a search engine, and I carry ads from Google AdWords, but they're in a learning mode they're not usually in a search and
Buy mode.
and address the problem mode.
Right.
They're not ready to buy typically. Now they will convert, but not as well. And they will click through, but they don't convert as well. So
Or not as quickly. And I think the small business advertiser is very much, hey, I'm spending this $100 or $500. I need to make sure it gets me clients now. And so that's why I say stick with the search, wait on contextual advertising.
well, thank you, Catherine,
You're
for
welcome.
stopping by and talking to us about paid search. Some of these keys that she's just talked about actually will save you hundreds and thousands of dollars in budget, but also make you much more effective. This is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today at Search Engine Strategies in San Jose.